So the last fruit review I think I did was like a while ago. I did it on Gum Gum Fruit Review, and that was nice. I was able to do a fruit review on the fruit, see if it's how it is and everything. But today we will be doing a fruit review on the Horo Horo Nomi. A lot of people have been asking me to do this, although I feel like the Horo Horo Nomi doesn't really need any explanation. It is a very busted fruit in the current meta standing right now. Literally negative hollow carries it. But basically, I'm just going to be going over my opinions in this video, what I think of the fruit, tips and stuff. You guys get the gist. Let's hop right into the video, boys. Alright, so getting into the showcase of the moveset of Horo Horo Nomi, we've got 6 moves here, and Horo's kit is not bad. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest in the game. All of its kit is like mostly but it gets carried by a singular move, which is the first move. First move, which is negative hollow right here. You summon a hollow behind you basically, and anyone you throw it at, it goes through them, and it basically stuns them for a little bit, makes them say like a negative line or whatever. As you can see, he says, "I don't deserve to be here." Now, the important part here is that it stuns, and also that it goes through block. So you can do a simple combo like this right here. I'm waiting until this gets off cooldown, so you can go like this. Up tilt into negative hollow right here. Go down with the collier if they block. If they don't block, you can still get an entire barrage off. You can literally get an entire barrage off. Like, let me show this to you guys real quick. Okay, you have enough time to get an entire barrage off of that negative hollow. So this is what makes Horo Horo Nomi literally so good. It gets carried by this move. Now we have explosive snap right here, which can't do anything yet, but as soon as you activate mini hollow barrage, which is actually the 4th move, and you put mini hollow barrage on someone, you can either wait for the mini hollow barrage to detonate. As you guys can see, over time they start glowing and eventually they just explode. When they get really blue like this, that means they're about to explode. Now you can either wait for them to explode, or you can use explosive snap as soon as the hollow attaches to them. Now, one thing that's important to note is that the longer you let the hollow barrage stay on the opponent, the more damage it does. So let me show you guys. If I just explosive snap, I'm pretty sure it'll do less damage. Oh, I guess not. Actually, that only applies to the ult. But going over to the 3rd move, Soul and Bound, basically you're able to detach your body from your soul from your body. I said that backwards. Now, if your body were to get hit, it would instantly put you back in. So this doesn't really have any use for PvP really, because no one's ever gonna go after the soul of their body. Wouldn't make sense. It did have some really good use in dungeons, but I'm pretty sure that method got nerfed, although it may be decent for boss farming. I'm not too sure about that. Now the 5th move right here, explosive snap twirl, it basically just stuns the opponent and like makes them like go in the air. What I like to do sometimes is I like to do explosive snap twirl and to get instantly a negative hollow, catch them off guard, I guess. Other than that, explosive snap twirl, I haven't really found any ways to combo into that, so I think it's just a move just to get extra damage or something like that. Like maybe, I don't know, like something like this. Put a negative hollow out right there, and then I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Maybe you can get the party table after that. Not too sure how you would link that. But the last move in Horo Horo Nomi is Kamikaze Hollow, and you basically activate it and you aim and you press the same move again. Same thing I was saying earlier. You can either detonate this one right away, or you can wait it out until it automatically kamikazes. Now with the ult, the longer you wait, the more damage this does. Now I know I was wrong about the mini hollow barrage, but I know for a fact with the ult, the longer you wait, the more damage it does. By the way, that ult is a guard break, and if you do a barrage towards the end of it, you can actually catch them and negate the knockback. So overall, Horo Horo is a pretty decent moveset, although it does get really carried by negative hollow. If negative hollow were to somehow be nerfed, I feel like Horo Horo would just literally lose like half its power and capability and dominance in PvP. But there's a showcase, boys. Alright, so tips I can give with Horo Horo Nomi. So first of all, fighting style. I would say Horo Horo Nomi is best paired up with Blackleg due to the combo potential you get with Blackleg. I just feel like you don't really have as much to offer with Rokushiki, especially since Rokushiki got the nerf. You can no longer Roku stack or move stack or whatever like that. So I just feel like with Rokushiki, there's not as much to offer as there is with Blackleg. Blackleg, you can literally it just pairs together so well with it. Now as for weapons, I would say heavy weapons is your go-to. for Horo Horo no Mi. The reason is because with negative hollow, you're able to take advantage of having that stun, and having, you know, really heavy hitting weapons is really the go-to for this. You know, another tip I can give you guys is just always have your hollows out. Like literally there should be no times where you don't have your hollows out. It doesn't have to be mini barrage. It's mini barrage is not as good of a move as negative hollow, but although you can just throw mini barrage out like so, just to get some extra chip damage, you know. Nothing wrong with that. So one thing you can do right here, as you guys can see, is you can go 5M1 into negative hollow, and that is a true combo. The reason it is a true combo is because it goes to block, and if they do end up blocking, you just simply Collier. Which is also another reason why I said you guys should pair this up with black, like Collier. You know, with that negative hollow, even if they do block it, it becomes a true combo because of like literally being able to just break their block with Collier. So here's another tip right here. So as you guys can see, let's say I land the ult, right? I wait towards the end, and I get to the part where it's about to explode. Then I use a barrage, and it negates the knockback, as you guys can see. That's honestly a neat tip to know in PvP, as it, you know, it may be a way where you can extend damage. All you need to do is just figure out the timing of the ult and when it explodes. Because see, I did it way too early. I don't really have as much tips I can give you anymore. I do have a few others, but by the way, I just want to throw this out there. This is a decent build you guys can use with the Horo Horo no Mi. Well, we got a Horo Horo no Mi mirror match, but yeah, I guess the other thing I would say is just kind of be aggressive. Like with negative hollow, you're able to just be aggressive and, you know, just do whatever you want, honestly. Like the fact that negative hollow goes through block allows you to pair it up so well with anything. Like this is like honestly a really good rare in my opinion. Like above other rares, like I would say Meryl is probably better than this. Although like this is still like really good. Also, you guys can see that what that dude just did right there. I don't recommend using Soul Unbound in PvP. You're just gonna get straight up punished for using that. Like there's no reason you should be using Soul Unbound in PvP. Okay, so he was blocking there. I seen he was blocking there, so at which point I should have went for the Collier. But honestly, I'm a bot, so I just forgot to go for the Collier. Okay. But yeah, now you guys can see the gist. Like pretty much, you know, you use your hollows whenever they get off cooldown, and you know you never want to have a point that you don't have negative hollow up. Like even like if it's on cooldown, that's one thing, but I'm talking about if it's not on cooldown. Like right now, I should have my negative hollow up and ready to go whenever I need it. And don't use hollow as a fruit main fruit. That's I guess one of the main tips I can give you guys. Do not use hollow as a fruit main fruit. Hollow is what I found out is a combo fruit, and it is not for damage at all. Kind of similar to Hiei. You pretty much mainly use Hiei for its stuns, so I definitely don't recommend using Hiei, or I don't recommend using Horo as a damage fruit, bro. You need to have literally, I would say, bare minimum into fruit. That's just me personally, but yeah, those are pretty much most of the tips I can give you guys. Okay, we did get a double ult right there, which is pretty cool. I want to see how that, you know, ends up going. I guess we're both just gonna hold it out. Did that dude do no damage to him, bro? Okay, that's weird. But yeah, those are pretty much most of the tips I can give you guys on Horo Horo no Mi. This is a pretty good rare in my opinion, especially for PvP. When it comes to PvP, this fruit dominates, like no cap. And for just a rare, you're getting such a really good deal on this. Alright, so guys, running straight into the pros and cons part of this fruit review. So first off, as far as pros go, one of the main things you guys have to bring up is its combo ability. Now, because of negative hollow does carry this fruit, but with negative hollow, literally combos are crazy. Like just how kind of Goro gets carried by lightning paralyzation, this really gets carried by negative hollow, and the stuff that you could do with negative hollow, the stuff that it opens up is crazy. Like literally when I use negative hollow, I have enough time to get a whole barrage like this off, and literally that alone is insane because that amount of stun is just like Hiei 2.0 basically. So that's definitely a big pro in my opinion. Having negative hollow like that at your disposal is definitely nice. Now the next pro I would say, now this one's kind of debatable in my opinion because of after the Soul Unbound nerf, it kind of, you know, we'll get to that. But it has decent utility. Now, I feel like even though it got nerfed, there still should be a method that you're able to do with dungeons with Horo Horo Nomi. If not, I'll try to find a method to make an updated solo guide for this with Horo Horo Nomi. But I feel like Soul Unbound can also be used for boss farming. Like, let's say you're on the other side of the wall, you go through with Soul Unbound and use your moves on the boss. That way the boss cannot hit you or get to you because you're behind the wall. That could be decent utility in helping people with actual boss farming. Or maybe, you know, maybe that could also work for ship farming, not too sure. But it seems to have decent utility with the fruit, in my opinion. Next one is uniqueness. This is more of a personal pro to me because I do like having a unique playstyle, but just having the ability to control these, like, you know, the puppets or ghosts right here, and you know, you're able to stack them all like so. Well, it's a nice play. It's a nice, you know, unique fruit. There's no other fruit like this in the game, and the way negative hollow works is really nice. The fact that it goes through block, you know, it stuns them. It's same with explosive snap twirl. Like, it's just overall a unique playstyle, in my opinion, that you get with, you know, having Horo Horo Nomi. So I guess the last pro I would say is it's decent for grinding. I don't know too much about that after the Soul Unbound nerf, but I know pre-nerf this was actually really decent for grinding. You guys can let me know in the comments below if it still is. I haven't really used this fruit as for grinding as much of lately after the nerf, but I'm gonna try to see if I can find some methods. But getting into the cons, when it comes to the cons, I feel like there's definitely more cons as of right now with this fruit than there is pros, but you guys will see the reasons. So first off, no mobility. This fruit has no mobility. Like, even in Soul Unbound, it's like, I think it's slower than actual walking, and it's not getting your main body anywhere. And it had a stam drain is insane on that, which brings me to my next con: stam drain, high stam drain. This fruit definitely does have higher stam drain than I feel like the average fruit, especially with Soul Unbound. Definitely really high stam drain on Soul Unbound, so it's actually crazy. I wouldn't say the stam drain is like anything on like on Pika's level, but it's definitely there. Now the next con I would say is kind of a mid moveset. Now this is kind of my opinion, but Hollow really gets carried by negative Hollow. The Horo Horo Nomi, I mean, gets carried by negative Hollow. I said Hollow, but if it didn't have negative Hollow, bro, this would like lose like half of its power, and I feel like it would be just be considered like a trash fruit if negative Hollow got gutted into the ground. I mean, I don't know if it'd be trash, but it definitely wouldn't. It'd lose like half of its manpower right now if negative Hollow got nerfed. So the moveset's definitely kind of like mid right now. I would say if you take away negative Hollow, without that, it's like bad, but with negative Hollow, it's pretty good. Next one is no damage / bad damage scaling. Now, what I mean by the bad damage scaling is it doesn't matter if you were to put like 500 points in Devil Fruit, you're only gonna get like a small increase in moves, in move damage, and that's where the bad damage comes from. This is not a damage fruit. This is 100% a combo fruit, and so I really don't even recommend even wasting your points. Like, literally just get the bare minimum 100 and call it a day, because there's no reason you should even, you know, consider putting more than 100 in this fruit. But yeah, those are pretty much most of the pros and cons that I got listed down. Let me know if you guys think I missed anything as far as pros or cons, and if I did, listen in the comments below for your boy. But with that, let's wrap this video up and get into the conclusion, boys. Alright, boys, getting at the conclusion of this, I do think Hollow is a really good fruit for PvP as of right now. Now, right now, it is definitely more PvP sided than it is PvE sided. So if you're a heavy grinder, definitely do not eat this fruit. And in my overall rating, this will lose a lot of points due to the fact that it's like really bad at PvE right now. I think like after the Soul Unbound nerf, I think it is in a terrible spot for PvE, bro. But like, if you're a heavy PvPer, this is definitely a really solid choice to go for. It's only a rare, very easy to get, low value too in terms of trading. Very good for PvP. But like I said, if you're a heavy grinder, you know, definitely don't eat this fruit. So that's kind of where I stand with this fruit. I really do like this fruit. This is probably one of my favorite ones in the game right now because of the unique playstyle, how good it is in PvP, and it's just fun. It's a lot of fun to mess around. Like, look at these like wacky ghosts and everything. So if you guys are looking for some fun, definitely definitely pick Hollow. My bad about that. If I had to give it an overall rating, because it's kind of only really good at PvP, And I find that in most of my fruit reviews, I end up going with 7 or 8. But honestly, this is probably going to be like a 6.5, bro, just because it's only good for PvP. 6.5 or 7, bro. Maybe even 7.5. Anything between those ranges is kind of what I'm rating for the overall rating. But if I had to rate it for PvP, probably like an 8.5 or like a 9, just because negative holo, just it's insane the stuff you can do with it. Hopefully y'all boys did enjoy this video. I know some of you guys like my fruit reviews and how I do it on Grand Peace Online, so hopefully some of you guys did enjoy this video, and maybe this helped you out with some of the tips and everything. I will see you guys in the next one, boys. Peace.